I'm Steve Eimers. On November 1st, 2016, my daughter Hannah was fatally eviscerated when a guardrail tore through her vehicle. I started asking all the questions I could, and now my goal is to rob America's roadways of any future victims. So this is a report on my recent trip to North Carolina. I went up the Cherahall, cut across US 129, and then a few side roads. I got really lost, but that's not always bad, because one of those times when I was lost, I stumbled on a Frankenstein guardrail. You'll kind of see here what that is it's mixed parts from two different systems. It creates a monster. And what I had with this one was a Trinity ET Plus rail or head with a rail that came from a BCT terminal. This is kind of a square peg in a round hole, very similar to a crash that occurred in Peach County, Georgia. I'm gonna actually pause here and I'm gonna let you take a look and hear the consequences. This is from a story that was done at 11 Alive in Atlanta, but I want the parents of this young girl to tell you their story.
It's a really bad car accident.
I texted Bella and I said, Dad said there's a wreck, are you okay? And I didn't get a response.
They hit the guardrail and then they slipped and then went into the ditch.
There was 15 bags of blood that they had put into her.
I'm like, how did this even happen? How are you just driving down the road and then all of a sudden your car is impaled by a guardrail?
I think somebody in the driver's seat's dead.
So I went ahead and I checked that Frankenstein unit, and I did the math, and it came out to exactly 5,555 days at least that terminal has been on the roadside in a Frankenstein condition. Now the second and third location are actually on both the approach and trailing end, which means that the side you're driving at and the side you're kind of leaving. But because it's a trailing end, it can actually be hit from the other direction on a crossover. The approach end, it is marked with X's, so it appears to have been slated for replacement. But it appears to have been there a long time, because I went ahead and looked on Google Street View, and that terminal had been marked for at least 17 months. And this is unconscionable to have such a successful hit. This is a 500-foot drop-off. They saved a life with this redirective hit, but by not getting it repaired in a timely manner, somebody else could now die. And if they don't they're not going to get out there. So I have gone ahead. I reported the Frankenstein location. I reported the approach end. And at this location, the trailing end terminal had also been impacted. The first post was fractured, the anchorage was compromised. So I reported that. So what we'll have is we'll have 3 end terminals replaced in the state of North Carolina. They'll be replaced with MASH tested products. Total on this report, probably $15,000 to $20,000, maybe more because it's rural. It may involve some additional rail, but the consequences here of not replacing it, not getting it replaced in time, is probably almost certain death. The website in the state of North Carolina is particularly pretty easy to use. Lets you pin down the exact location. The thing in North Carolina has a state law that they have to respond and mitigate these concerns within 10 days. Right now, they're clearly in violation of that law with those exits that have been there for 17 months. I'm going to go ahead and reach out to the state representative for that area and let them know about these locations, because they passed a law in 2016 about this issue, and to have this go on for 17 months and over 5,000 days on the Frankenstein unit, that's unconscionable. But I'm going to put a link to the NCDOT website that allows you to report that. They give you a tracking number. And I will tell you, one of the main reasons why I believe this kind of stuff can happen in the state of North Carolina, there's a particularly toxic type of legal doctrine called contributory negligence. One party can be 99% at fault, and the person that was killed or injured is 1% at fault. North Carolina DOT places the entire blame for the crash on the person with 1%. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them on legal notice with this video, with the reporting. So if they don't get it fixed, this will constitute gross negligence and malice, I hope. The other thing is, my goal is never to build a legal case, but to build a survival case. So we'll give the person who impacts that end terminal, any of these end terminals, an opportunity at life, an opportunity that my own daughter did not get, or that Isabella Alonso did not get. So please be on the lookout for damaged guardrail in the state of North Carolina. Watch the video, go to the link to the NCDOT website, and help me rob the streets of any additional victims.